happening. I'm sure everyone's heard the breaking news. Paul Mooney dead at 79. And we got to talk about some things. So if you're catching this on the playback, hang tight. You know what I mean? When I kick these lives off, I like to wait a moment and see what kind of traffic we get going. You feel me? But if not, we'll carry on. But you'll see in the comments pinned like a timestamp, and that's normally where I really started getting things going at. But like I said, if not, we will carry on. So just hang tight a moment. We definitely got to talk about some things regarding Paul Mooney's death. What up? What up? Who we got in here? Smash the like, drop a comment. Smash the like, drop a comment. We're going to get going in just one moment. Paul Mooney dead. We got to break some things down. Well, fuck it, man. I guess I'll get going. So, Paul Mooney dead at 79. He's been in the cut a couple years, out of the public eye. He's been in the cut, out of public eye. You know what I mean? Reportedly, dementia. You know what I mean? Not doing too good health wise. And he had a heart attack. Showed up, they couldn't revive him. And man, when I think of Paul Mooney, I think more of Chappelle's show. I'm always when I'm talking about excuse me, when I'm talking about hip hop and movies, a lot of the times, like people that are in the chat are younger than me. You know what I mean, with a lot of topics. But when it comes to Paul Mooney, in the comedy and ish like that he was involved in, I'm young. You know what I mean? Because I was around when Richard Pryor was really popping, but I was crazy young, and so I was more familiar with Chappelle's show when I thought of Paul Mooney, and man, he had some hilarious segments on there. The movies, what was the other thing they had? Negro Damas. Those were some classic sketches that Paul Mooney had on that show, and I believe he wrote on that show as well. And I was surprised to see, I didn't know he wrote for Sanford and Son and Living Color. You know what I mean? He definitely contributed a lot to comedy. And for anyone who does hear this, man, jump in the comments with some of your favorite comedians. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of stand up comedy, and it's kind of something that I talk about on the channel all the time now. And like the PC era, cancel culture and shit, where we that we live in, comedy is like, you know how comedy is. It's like a way where people could kind of laugh at anything. There's really no limits. Like comedy really just doesn't fit in to the way society is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like comedy is offensive as hell. Comedy, touches on all kinds of social, political issues. You know what I mean? Like this day and age is not built for comedy, not one bit. But people, hey, smash the like. I see we got a couple people in here. Oh, here's one of the Negro Damas joints. White people love Wayne Brady because he makes Brian Gumble look like Malcolm X. Haha, Negro Damas. What do you say? I could drop dead tomorrow. The truth will be here. Truth is forever. When you read our history, truth is forever, and it always outs itself. So, um, but tap in with some of your favorite stand-up comics and whatnot. I've thought about doing content about comedians. I've done a few videos about Artie Lang, Chapelle. You know what I mean? Because stand-up comics always are in some shit or something. You know what I mean? Like comedians are a different type of people. You know how there's like a lot of people, are they built to live in everyday society where you work a job and you know what I mean? Like comedians are different. They don't fit into that mold majority of the time. But that was crazy, I did not know this, that Paul Mooney actually started out as a ringmaster at a circus, and then somehow got into writing for Richard Pryor, and he's also in the movie Bamboozled. I believe it was a Spike Lee joint, And it was wild. I was gonna do a video recently about MC Search being on Drink Champs. And if you guys remember Bamboozled, MC Search played a part in that movie. He was Mr. 116th. He claimed to be 116th black. And I believe cannabis was in the movie too. But something we got to talk about though with Paul Mooney that, believe me, I remembered this, but not fully. You know what I mean? Oh, yo, remember that too? Mooney on Movies, the skit where what was it? What did he say? Oh, he said The Last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise. How about The Last on Earth, starring Tom Hanks or some shit, or Mel Gibson? That shit was hilarious, man. Dude definitely had those punchlines for sure, man. Definitely wrote for a lot of great comics. But some we got to say R.I.P. to the GOAT, Paul Mooney. Your brilliant monologues kept us laughing hard, learning and peeping game at the same time. Um, but some I wanted to mention, and it's like I don't want to be that guy and be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Um, or disrespectful as this man just passed. He just lost his life. But like I was just saying, I remember this stuff going down, but I didn't. It wasn't something that I was following up on, because I'm a big fan of Corey Holcomb. I always watch the 5150 show. Um, I haven't been keeping on it as much as of late, but Corey Holcomb was always going in on Paul Mooney. He was always calling him gay. He was always dissing him. You know what I mean? And then those allegations about Richard Pryor's son. And that's kind of what I was saying is I didn't want to be that guy and bring that kind of stuff up. But um, is he just is his name disgraced? Do people believe that stuff to be true? I mean, like I said, guys, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like we got to talk about it really at the end of the day, right? Like I don't know, but dude was funny as hell. But I'll probably just leave this video at that. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that? Did that disgrace his name? Because I feel like after that happened, I mean, Paul Mooney was already old as hell, and you weren't really seeing him no more. You know what I mean? Like Paul Mooney, I believe, when that came out, Paul Mooney was already old as hell, and you weren't seeing him more. But I feel like you never really saw him again or heard his name mentioned or whatever. But it was just wild. Corey Holcomb was always saying all that stuff about him. And then when those allegations came out, it kind of was like, oh shit. Like, was Paul Mooney known as like being some kind of weirdo in the comedy world or something? Was this stuff that was traveling around and being discussed? And you know what I mean? Because like if you guys remember when Cosby got bagged, Hannibal Buress had made that joke, and they were saying that was always in something that was discussed and talked about, rumored around the comedy world for a long time. So, like I said, I ain't trying to disrespect this man's career, all the shit he accomplished or anything, but I'm just curious to know, is this going to be something like when people react to this? I mean, we see a lot of people in here saying RIP and giving him his props. So, the great Paul Mooney has left the building. Um, RIP Paul Mooney, RIP legend. I haven't scrolled past anyone talking greasy, but who knows, y'all? But I'm gonna end this thing, man. I'm cracking up playing Paul Mooney's Race stand-up album. He made you laugh and think at the same time. Gee, I'm gonna close this thing out, y'all.